are you guys today? I am starting off my video vlogging on YouTube with just a basic everyday look that can be used whether you're going to work or to lunch with girlfriends or just out shopping during the day or just pretty much just anywhere. This look is really useful. I like it because there aren't any shimmers in it, so you can really be versatile with it or add or subtract where you need to. But I just find it's a really good base, and I've been using all of these products I'm about to mention for some time, and I've really enjoyed all of them and had good luck with all of them. So hopefully you enjoy, and let's get started. So the only thing I've done to my face right now is I've just washed all of my makeup off and cleansed my face and put on a light moisturizer with an SPF in it, and I just let that sink in for a few minutes before I start putting on my makeup. So I'm going to choose a light foundation, and I always go for the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua, and currently I'm the shade 30 Beige, and in the wintertime I sometimes become more pale, so I end up going down to 20, but for now it's summer and I am a 30 Beige. And I really like to apply this directly to the skin so I don't waste any product by blending it on the back of my hand. It's kind of weird, I know, but since I know that the shade works for me and I don't have to add any other colors to it, I'm not too worried about it blending into my skin. So I just like kind of put it on directly. And just a little to my cheeks and forehead, and I don't really put too much product on. I look completely ridiculous right now, but fear not, because I have my Real Techniques blending buffing brush, which is my favorite brush in the world. It's amazing. It just creates a really flawless, smooth finish, unlike any brush I've really tried before. And I know this has been recommended by a lot of other people, but I really find it works the best for blending in light foundations and just sort of creating that airbrushed, flawless finish. Okay, so after I put on my foundation, I usually go over with some sort of a bronzer, and my favorite lately has been the Bobbi Brown. It's the basic bronzing powder in shade medium 2, and I apply it with just the basic Sephora bronzing brush. I think it's number 44, and just dab a little on, and I sort of go around the outer edges of my face, on my forehead, down the other side, underneath my cheekbones, and pretty much anywhere where sun would naturally hit. It's really important to start light and build up to the shade that you want. Otherwise you can quickly start looking orange or too dark and mismatch the color of your skin on your arms and chest, your face, and that doesn't look good on anyone. So just be careful, like start light and build up. Next I have a MAC paint pot, and I'm using the shade Painterly today, and this is one of my favorite shades and actually one of my favorite products of all time, because if you can see, it's really a natural looking color, and it has sort of a light opaqueness to it, if that makes sense. It doesn't look like you cake it on when you put it onto your skin. Let's see. Ooh. It's sort of really pale and light, but it really does a good job of creating a nice base for your eyeshadow to go on top of, and it sort of has that like little stickiness that the eyeshadow can stick to, and it makes it stay on all day, and it looks really vibrant, and it looks really clean, and you don't get any flaking down under your eye, which kind of makes you look a little bit raccoonish, if in my opinion. So anyways, I love the paint pots from MAC, so if you have them or have tried them, I'm sure you feel the same way, and it's just a basic cream shadow. So I take it and I just lightly dab it on to my eyelid, and since there's no shimmer or shine into it, it's really good for an everyday base color. And if you decide to put it on and you want to go to work, or if you're just kind of going to a lunch or something that's a little more casual, it's a really good option. And they also have another one that I love called in the shade Bare Steady, which is a similar tone, just sort of like a light peachy, but it has a nice shimmer to it. So, and that can also be worn during the day or at night. So after I've put a base onto my eyelids, I like to pull out my MAC palette, and what's really nice about this is all of the little shades in here are magnetic, so they just pop right in, and it's actually less expensive to buy the shades when you put it in the palette form, because you don't have to pay for the extra packaging when you buy it in the little tins that it comes in normally. So if you think you're going to have, invest in a lot of eyeshadows from MAC, I think this is just a really good option. I've been really happy with it, and you can take all of your shadows wherever you go in one handy little carry case. The first thing I do after putting on the MAC paint pot is I take the shade Brulee from MAC, and it's this one up here in the corner, and it's just like a really nice matte kind of neutral base that's not too white or not too pale, but it definitely keeps the area under your brow and lids highlighted wherever you want it to. So I just put it underneath my lid like this, and then into the corner right here, just to sort of make sure everything stays bright. And you can use a brush. I just dab it on with my finger just because I don't use too much of it. And yeah, so that's Brulee. After that, I take my Real Techniques fluffy eyeshadow brush, and it comes in a packet with a couple others. This one is called the Domed Shadow Brush. So this is a great brush for highlighting and creasing, using in the crease of your eye. So I'm taking another shade from my MAC palette. This one's going to be the browner shade in Mulch, and I'm just going to dip my fluffy brush in and sort of tap off the excess. And I'm not going to start all the way in the corner here. I'm going to start a little bit higher up on the crease, so that way I can always blend down, but it's sort of hard to go backwards and clean up that area underneath. So it's better for me just to take, when I have most of the product on, start sort of in the, like a little bit up in the crease, and just sort of blend away to the outer corner, and then back up into the crease. The more you blend, the more flawless this look is, and with a brush like this, it makes it really easy to achieve a nice smooth finish. So just blend it into the crease and down onto the corner of the lid, and make sure you pay special attention and don't go too far, don't take this color too far into the inner of the eye, because that will make your eyes seem smaller and less awake and open, and it sort of takes away from the effect that the Brulee had by putting it in the inner corner. So make sure you sort of keep this shade from the middle to the outer edge of your eye and avoid going too far in the middle, and just sort of sweep it over the lid down here, and then you can sort of work it into that corner that we were avoiding in the beginning, and use the excess to sort of blend it in on both sides. Next, I'm going to take my Kevyn Aucoin eyelash curler, and this was a little bit of an investment. I think it was around $18 or $20. I bought it at Nordstrom, but I have had some awful eyelash curlers in the past when I tried to go cheap. I think the last one I spent like $2 on at Target, and it ripped out some of my eyelashes, which was incredibly painful and looked a little awkward for a few weeks. So I definitely recommend, if you plan on using mascara or using eyelash curlers in general, just buy one really good one. This one's awesome. I love the fact that it has this red tip on it, so or the red pad, so that way when you put it up against your eyelashes, you can see your eyelashes versus the pad and nothing gets stuck in there. I think that's something that's special to Kevyn Aucoin. I haven't really seen it on any other eyelash curlers that I've tried, but it definitely is a very useful bit. And another thing with these eyelash curlers is they open up a lot more than most, so you can really make sure to get all of the lashes in there, which I don't know if you've ever had like one that you just like couldn't fit in there and it was sticking out straight and it looked really funny, but this one doesn't do that, and I really appreciate that in it. So I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes. So now that I've curled my eyelashes, I'm going to put on my mascara, and the one I've been using lately is this Revlon Lash Potion, and I haven't really been using it for too long, maybe a couple weeks, but one of my friends recommended it to me, and I found it 40% off at Rite Aid, so I thought I'd snatch it up, and it really has turned out to be a pretty good bargain discounted mascara. I think it does a really good job of separating the lashes. It's not too clumpy. It's nothing that you're going to want to go partying in or kind of giving you that dramatic look, but it's really, really good for every day, and it's easy to put on. I put on 1, maybe 2 coats, and I'm good to go. Can carry it around with me for touch-ups, but it seems to last all day, so I'm a big, big fan. So just kind of feather it on to both sides. And one little tip for putting on mascara that I've learned, that I always start on the outer corner and work my way in, so that way you put most of the product on the outside of the lash, which will give you the most volume, and you don't want anything too clumpy hanging on the inner of your eye because it makes your eye seem more closed, similar to the shadow that I mentioned before. And yeah, so just focus on the outside of the lashes and then take the excess and work your way into the inside ones. And then to top it all off, I take my Revlon Lip Butter in the shade Cupcake. Yes, Cupcake. And I love these. I mean, they're super soft. They're super easy to put on. I just put on a couple of swatches, blend it in, and it's super moisturizing, doesn't dry out your lips. They have great color options, anything from sort of a lighter tint to more opaque colors in this Revlon Lip Butter line. So I encourage you all to try some of those out. Well guys, this is my finished look for my basic everyday makeup routine, and I hope you all enjoyed it and learned something new. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions or if I didn't explain anything clearly enough. I'd be happy to respond. I'll see you guys soon!